Hi peeps. So I've been asked when I was going to do another video and even suggested that I finish the first one since it got cut off. I was running out of space on my phone, but I've deleted about 14 months worth of texts and photos, and so I freed up some space on my phone and otherwise. It's interesting. In the first video, I used my altar as the backdrop, and in keeping with the stay-at-home stuff that's going on for a lot of us now, behind me you'll see my fortress of solitude. A bunch of us are getting time with family, getting time with people we live with, getting time with loved ones. Some of the others of us are creating our fortresses of solitude. This is mine. The 4 monitors that I operate with when I'm working from home. And in the first video, I went over some shortcuts, the simple stuff that you can use in the stream of life. Like, there's lots of things, lots of tools that we go through, like meditation practices, deep healing work, memory healing, that takes some focus and takes some sitting down. A lot of the work that I've got in my book, Geeky Tips on Whole Consciousness, which you'll find on Facebook. So far, it's free PDF. Is a lot of the stuff that I put out there is intended to be useful in the stream of life. Like short, quick, sweet, play with it when you're in the middle of the situation to shift yourself, or you heal something, just gain access. And in the first video, we went over some of the most basic of those. Like, I give myself a moment to be aware, inside and out, and then I notice that who I am right now is the one being aware. Give myself a moment to be aware, notice I am the one being aware. And the second one was, I let myself be present as the one who is present. And both of those use identity relocation, which I'll talk about more another time. Identity automates. The other 3 were single word affirmations: love, us, and harmony. And I talked a little bit about how when you make us into the truth, as if it's supposed to be happening all the time, that can create some duality, that can create some inner struggle. Because there's some situations where us is a wonderful place to operate from, and there's others where I is a more natural fit. And so instead of trying to make us the truth all the time, which involves some struggle to stay there, so I just allow myself to sometimes have us what's operating, sometimes choose that it's I is what's operating. What I didn't get to talk about is harmony. And having done harmony for years, which is really sweet, I discovered that one of the drawbacks of doing a lot from harmony is conflict avoidance. Anybody ever do conflict avoidance? I dare say all of us have done it to some extent. Sometimes it's conflict avoidance and sometimes it's conflict jump in. Those are both real intentional ways of handling conflict. But the brain has this brainstem of the reptile brain that wants and fears, and this mammalian part that has all the other feelings that are subtler, like love and hate and guilt and reward. There's some of that's reptilian associated. There's a blending there with the old and the mammalian brain. But this is all a lot of feeling, and it's not cerebral. And because we try to operate cerebrally, this becomes less conscious some of the time. And then there's the football helmet on top, which is the neocortex, which imagines that it's running the show. So these feelings, especially the wants and fears, will get in the way of us being with difficult situations and handling conflict. And so going for harmony is a wonderful starting place. And that's, for me now, what it's best for. It's a starting place. Like, you start from harmony, you start from loving what is, getting okay with what is, because you got to start where you are, or don't. I mean, if you want, you can try riding a horse in the direction that it's not going. But if you want to start with riding the horse in the direction that it's going, you start from being with what is and then create from there. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm not saying you have to all jump on the bandwagon, of course. You get whatever you get. But for me, for now, harmony is the starting point, and next from there is creation. And co-creation if you're going to work with the harmony. So that finishes, I think, the first video. We can talk more sometime about identity automates, which is why the first two shortcuts are to relocate identity, because identity automates, identity makes things more natural. When you locate your identity someplace, that starts to become natural for you. Who I am is this feeling right now. The feeling takes over. Who I am is my mind right now. Well, then it's hard to stop my mind from thinking. But if who I am is awareness, awareness starts to become natural. The mind quiets naturally. There's multiple shifts that happen. If who I am is the one who's present, I naturally relate to the present. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. I hope you got something out of this. At least I finished the first video. And I look forward to anybody's conversations about this. And of course, I am going to do some more videos. So I hope you all have a great night. Love energy to you all. And take care. Thanks. Bye.